What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Brendan here. So we're gonna probably bounce around a little bit. We're gonna head up to the Goodwill outlet first. And depending on how that goes, we'll pop into a retail store or two potentially. We might even head up to the Amazon liquidation store. I'm not really sure where we're gonna end up here, but I do know that we are gonna start out at the Goodwill bins. You know, it's always a strange treasure hunt when we go in there. So let's start there first. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that these are just still sitting here at the bins. This is the first item that I grabbed, two of them, two guitars. They're Les Paul guitars for the Wii 95123.805. I think the reason that they're still sitting here though is because they're missing the battery backing. I sell these all the time for 30 bucks without that battery backing. Get them home, test them, make sure that they're working, they're good to go, and I've got two of them right here. So if you see these and they're missing that piece, don't let that discourage you because they sell so easily. It's gonna probably be $40 to $50, like if you wanna push them to the high end, if you've got the battery backing, but they're still gonna sell for $30, and I have two of them here, so we're $60 in the plus right walking in. I'm gonna move over to the picked over shoes. These are the shoes from the night before. I thought about these Hokas for a long time because once they're washed and cleaned, I think they could have been okay. But these take a very specific black shoelace, and I have replacement shoelaces, not necessarily Hokas, but I've got black and pink. I didn't want to deal with having to use a different type of shoelace. There was a little bit of a hole on the front there, and then could I really get them as clean as I want them to be? I thought about it for a little while. I ended up leaving them behind. I'm going to grab these ones instead. We're going to play on the pink theme here and hope that all things pink are still selling quicker because of Barbie. But this is a pair of Brooks Glycerin 12s. They're in decent shape, but I'm going to put a picture on the screen. I've thrown them in the wash. They came out really good. We're not talking any more than $25 for these, so I have them listed for $22. But they cleaned up nicely, and I think they still have plenty of tread left. $22 I think is super fair. So if you add that pair of shoes to the two guitars, we're doing really well here, and we haven't even really been in the store that long, so that's great here. Lots of singles this time around. It's a good pair of boosts, but I couldn't find the other one here. And then there was a great pair of, I shouldn't say pair, but a great single no bull shoe that I couldn't find. So it was sort of slim pickings to start the day here. This looked like a Croc. That was not a Croc, but I'll take the Glycerin 12s. We'll move on here. I'm wondering if there's a Carhartt competitor. This is like a toddler Sherpa lined pink jacket. It's got a little bit of wear. I didn't think that I would have to necessarily clean that up on the exterior. Inside is really clean, but I don't see any solds in the last 90 days. This brand is Schmidt. I mean, is it a competitor to Carhartt? I don't know. If that was Carhartt, I would have definitely picked it up. I'm going to leave that behind, but I'm going to grab this here. This is a skate coach jacket from Vans. These retail for like $60. Some of them can list in the $70 to $80 range, MSRP, brand new. This is very, very light. I saw one sell in the $25 to $30 range recently, maybe at the end of August. And so I'm going to grab that because I think I can sell mine for $30. It'll have to be cleaned up just a little bit, just some cosmetic stains on the outside, but few and far between. So that's a good pickup, especially at the bins because it's really, really light. So we're going to put $30 on that one. Selling Vans is not a strength of mine here. We're looking at a pair of Orvis dress pants. Not really much to see here, but it's just not a strong brand for me. A lot of the time, it's hard for me to identify the exact style, the exact colorway. I do have them in my inventory. That one was a little bit easier to identify, that skate coat, so that was no problem there. But if we're talking about shoes specifically, it's just not one of my stronger brands. But I'll take that skate jacket and we'll move on here. This is a no-brainer when we're talking about picking something up at the bins. The brand is cool, and this is I think this is called the Muva Skort. It is a woman's medium. The color I think here is charcoal gray. This is a great pickup, super light, and I don't get excited about this price-wise. I mean, we're talking $20 to $25. These Skorts, for whatever reason, in the resale market, I see a lot of $15 sales. In the $20 range. I think $25 is going to be probably the higher end, but that's where I'm going to position myself price-wise. I saw a couple of solds in the $25 range, so I think I can compete up at the top there. So that's where that's going to be priced at. But yeah, for whatever reason, those skirts and their shorts in general, I don't get. I don't want to say top dollar, but I max out at $25 a lot for shorts from the brand Cool and skirts as well. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know why I picked this up, or this is probably a $12 shirt. I'll actually probably end up giving it to my ex-wife's little son, who is huge into wrestling. So if that fits him, that might end up going to him. But if I list it, it's going to be $12 at the most. Vintage Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirts, those will get you good money. So that's just one of the things that caught my eye. Hopefully it does the same for you as well. Anytime you see a wrestling shirt, no matter what it is, look it up, because a lot of times there's some good solds with shirts that look pretty basic. So this is a put back. Shout out to you, Beth. She had this and put it back because it does have flaws. I picked it up, I put it in the wash. I'm going to show you the back here. It's just got a little bit of what looks and feels like, I don't know if it's clay, I don't know what that is. I threw it in the wash, it didn't come out, but I think if you applied a little bit of elbow grease and pressure to it, you could wipe that off, but that's not something I'm going to spend time doing. So I photographed it. The photographs came out great. I have these listed for $45. They're probably going to sell between $30 to $45. All of the flaws and damage are disclosed, but they're a size 38 Leotis for Rock Revival, and so that style doesn't come up that often in that waist size, 38. So I'm playing on the fact that I've got a unique size. It's going to take somebody that's willing to sort of look past some of the flaws. There's like a pen mark on the front too, and then that clay substance. I don't know what it is, but like I said, it's been through the wash. They're cleaned on my end, and then I just disclose all the flaws, and we'll see if we can't get lucky at $30 to $45 here. That looked vintage, but couldn't really tell what that was. Nothing else here. A Nike hoodie that was probably not vintage. That looked like a newer style. It's hard to see the white and the stains using my iPhone here when we're at this outlet location, but I think that one was a little bit weathered and worn, and I don't think it has any value, so I'm going to pass that up. Trinity College of Dublin. This is a cool looking sweatshirt here, but no value there. Lucky find here. I'm getting good at recognizing like the buttons. You see those on those Lululemon shirts, and so there's no tag on the front, and you had to kind of dig for it a little bit, but this looks like your very basic shirt until you find the logo, which is at the bottom right there. This is a soft knit over shirt, and these are very hard to come by in the resale market. The color here I think is heathered navy, and it's in excellent condition. It is a men's size large, and I have this listed for $70. It'll sell in the $60 to $70 range, but this was a really good find, and it looks very unassuming, of course, right? Because there's no hang tag on the back of the neck there, but you start to recognize the buttons that Lululemon uses, and it becomes easier to find these things where other people, if we're talking about shopping at the outlet, may have missed it, or if it's hanging on a rack, you might have missed that logo at the bottom of the shirt. But that's a great pickup there, and I think $70 is a fair price. Those retail, I believe, for double that, so they're either $130 or $140 if you wanted to buy them off of Lululemon in a store or on their website. So $70 is absolutely fair for a list price there. This looked like a cardigan. I probably should have looked a little bit closer on what was the brand here. Oh, there it is right there. That looks and sounds generic, and I could be wrong. But next pair here, this is a pair of shoes from Allison Felix. She's like the most decorated track and field star in the United States here. This is her brand, Seish. There's a long story that comes with Nike, her former sponsor, and the fallout that they had, and then she creates her own shoe line, and this is the result. That's the Seish 1. That was a women's size 11. If you're listing that, you got to list that probably at a minimum $50. It would be my guess. That's what I would list it for, finding that pair of shoes that was in excellent condition, but an interesting story and a very interesting brand from her. All right, that's it for the bins. Let's head over to the retail store and change the pace up a little bit. I have some pieces of jadeite here, which are really nice. Your basic Blossom Bowl from Anchor Hocking. And then Fire King here. This is a number 12 bowl. It's about 4 3/4 inches across. It's got the rolled rim at the top. This is good for maybe $25. The Blossom Bowl is $20, but I'll tell you what, if you find the 5-inch swirl bowl, that's why I always look for the small bowls that are Fire King. If you find that swirl one, you could get 2 $300 even more, because that small size is one of the hardest to find. So that is a big time bolo, big time seller. When I saw the small bowl, I grabbed it immediately. That wasn't the swirl one, so again, $25 probably at the most for that one. It's a number 12, and so I doing my research and looking for comps, and I don't, it was harder to find that. I don't know if you're experiencing this as well, but eBay's search right now seems completely messed up. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're experiencing that as well. But their search is really not producing, and that's a scary thing when you're trying to make sales. Bolo alert for this brand here, Mindel. This is a pair of shoes that is new to me. These are a Journey Mid GTX boot for women. They're a size 9. They're a UK 7.5, but this is a big time brand. I think I'm going to have to wash these a little bit, get them maybe a little bit cleaner, but I'm going to list these pre-owned for $100. The silhouette is very similar to Merrell, but that is a very strong brand. Bolo brand, keep your eye out for it. There's a couple of pairs of shoes here that I skipped because I didn't think I could get them very clean once they came out of the wash. And again, I'm not going to spend more than 5 minutes trying to touch these up. So I'm going to leave them behind, although I think those, if they were a little bit cleaner, both this A6 and then that pair of Converse that you saw previously, those both could sell for around $25 to $30. I thought I had a good pair of Solomons here, but when I took a closer look at the insoles, they were really marked up, really very, very destroyed. It was interesting to see a pair of insoles so beat up like these ones were. So grabbed them, but then ended up putting them back. But I'm very satisfied with those Mindel German brand boots. Keep your eye out for that Bolo brand, and new to me as well. So what are we looking at here? Yellow Brick Road sign from, I forget what the name of that brand was. I ran the comps on that, and there was nothing doing there. But I'm going to grab this for $2. Glow Recipe. What is this, a face serum, glow serum? Women, what do you do? Like, what do you do with this? Can I put it on a salad? Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. Someone's going to love it, though. It is a bolo. It'll sell for $30. I'm going to pay $2. I'll take that. There's no expiration date that I could see on the side of the box, so everything looks fine to me, and it looks like there's plenty of sales to go on. So, all right, for $2, I'll take that on 30 all day long. We have some generic golf clubs here, and I think I looked at all these bags, and I didn't really see anything or any brand that I recognized or that looked like it may have had value at around $5 or $6, but great pair of boots there. And then we're going to check the markup rack here really quickly. This is a no-brainer right here. Polo Ralph Lauren, custom slim fit mesh polo. One of the keywords I'm going to use is Big Pony. You can see that to the right. This shirt's only going to cost me $10, and it's brand new with tags. It's a men's size XL. But one of the other keywords I'm going to use is sash. You can see that little that navy blue slash across the shirt right there. I suggest you use that too to help you get some better visibility in search when you're listing a shirt like that. Has the number 2 on the side right there, that crest on the other side of the chest, but brand new with tags for $10. No brainer. I'm going to end up listing that for $70, and I don't think there was anything else on this rack that looked like it was worth it. I see Universal Threads as a brand. I see Mud. Grace Karen, I didn't look this up. That's just me being lazy. That could have been something at $8, that blazer. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Worthington, I think, is like also sort of generic, so we'll leave those behind. We were looking at St. John's Bay here. Nothing else that strikes me as having value or something that would be worth picking up. Brand new pair of Wranglers, I'm going to leave those behind. I'm going to grab this, though. This is really interesting because I think this is from the 60s, maybe, this toy right here. So this is a Remco spinning wheel, a yarn spinning wheel. And yeah, super old. It looks like it has all of the components. They want $10 for it. I see a lot listed in the like $40 range and sold, selling in the $40 range. I saw some 50s, some 60s. Where am I going to land if I don't have the original box? It just looks like it's in such good shape. And if I can demonstrate that it's working properly and articulate that in my listing description or my pictures, I think I can list that at $45 and make a sale in the $35 to $45 range. So for $10, that's not too bad. But between both the bins and the retail store, I think we did really well. We're going to pop into the Amazon liquidation store here real quick. It's $1 day, and then tomorrow is 25-cent day. But what I've noticed recently is they start lining up and filling the Friday bins, which is like restock day, early and not covering them. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and just see if we can get a sneak peek into what might come on Friday. I haven't really come on the restock day in probably a month, but maybe we'll get lucky. Let's pop in. I have to give it to this place. Right when we get to a dollar day or 25-cent day, it looks like they sell through everything. The last couple of times that I've like peeked in on 25-cent day, they've had almost nothing left. So they're doing something right in this location. But I don't see anything here that on dollar day, it's a lot of books, a lot of off-brand supplements, the usual cell phone cases, which you see basically every day, and all of those generic Chinese brands that sell exclusively through the Amazon FBA program. It's just the same old stuff. So at a dollar, I can't really make use of any of this stuff. It's sort of a waste of time. But I am going to try to peek and see if we can get lucky and maybe get a head start on some of the Friday items. So here we go, right? Some of these are covered, but some of them are not. I see a bunch of books, again, the generic brands, lots of like supplements that you can see right there, some whey protein powder, nothing else that I can really work with. So we're out of here. Looks like it was about $15 spent at the bins, and then I spent $35.50 at the store. So we're about $50, $51 for everything I spent in both places. Listed value, $315 on the items from the bins, and then around $300, just under $300 for the items at the store. So from a return perspective, way better at the bins. You just never know how it's gonna go. Brendan here, Dad Planet, the One Man Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you in the next video.